His seaside and rainforest pieces are featured this evening. Trinity nodded. She'd noticed the photography on the wall nearest to them. A dark and moody photo of the churning sea sent foreboding through her. She dragged her gaze from the piece. Mr. Wren is quite a talent. How did he come to be your featured artist? Alexis looked past her distractedly. Trinity followed her gaze and noted two men entering an employee-only area. The gallery owner, or at least Trinity presumed she was the owner, even though she'd called herself the hostess, directed her attention back to Trinity. I'm sorry, but I must excuse myself. There's a brochure about Mr. Wren. You're welcome to take one. I'm sure it will answer all your questions. She headed toward the employee-only door without waiting for Trinity's response. Okay, that was weird. Apparently, she didn't appreciate free publicity. Trinity looked around and spotted the brochure. She'd take one, then pitch the story to her boss, who had no idea she was here. The anonymous tip she'd received came in late in the day on Friday, and there had been no time to follow protocol since Clancy had already left and didn't work weekends. She strolled through the gallery and pretended an interest in the stellar photography. She loved anything to do with the ocean or water, which was one of the reasons she had sought employment in Seattle. But her instincts told her she needed to get into that back room. Those men were up to something. Maybe they were the people the tipster was talking about. Trinity stopped at the display closest to the employee-only room and pretended to admire a photo of the Olympic National Forest. A man beside her exclaimed over it. Trinity nodded, surprised to see the rude man who had given her the creeps. She stepped away from him while he studied the photo. She slid her arms into her coat. If she was going to do this, she needed her hands as free as possible. She slipped to the door and scooted inside the well-lit back room and closed the door slowly, so no one would hear. Two male voices grabbed her attention. She slipped off her stilettos so they wouldn't hear her coming and then tucked one into each of her coat pockets. On tiptoes, she crept closer to the men and ducked behind a large box. The shipment arrives this week. You know what's at stake. That looked like the stocky man who had been collecting tickets at the door. No wonder Alexis had been distracted by him coming back here. She needed him at the door to collect tickets. What shipment were they talking about? Maybe it was the stolen art Trinity had received a tip about. Trinity pulled out her smartphone and opened the camera app. The angle was bad, but she took side-view pictures of the men anyway. I know, a tall man with bushy eyebrows said, but it's too hot right now. Stocky man pulled a gun from his waistband. You know how this works. Trinity gasped and dropped her purse. Who's there? Crouching, Trinity retrieved her clutch and then ran toward the gallery floor door and rushed through it. She quickly slipped on her shoes and took off her coat, and then, casually, wandered toward the same man who'd spoken to her earlier. Mr. Wren is an amazing photographer, she said. The man held his hand to his chin, studying a close-up of a leaf with water droplets. I agree. The men from the back room raced past them, and then circled back and stopped, directly behind her. The hair on her neck stood on end. Where'd she go? One hissed. Sounded like Stocky Man's voice. Beats me, but I know what she looks like, at least from behind. Short, with long dark hair, wearing a black coat, and she was barefooted. I don't see any barefooted women, and most of the women here are wearing black dresses. Trinity's pulse thrummed in her ears. What if they noticed her? The boss won't like this, Stocky Man said. Keep quiet. I'll deal with the woman. She sucked in a sharp breath. Her heart pounded. You have to find her first. A thump sounded. Hey, that hurt, Stocky Man said. Bushy eyebrow man must have struck the shorter dude.